The Office of the Ombudsman has recommended the filing of graft charges against Bohol officials, including past and present governors. That's for their involvement in a Chocolate Hills resort case last year. The case stemmed from the controversial Captain's Peak resort that was built at the foot of Chocolate Hills in Sagbayan Town, Bohol. The resort was given a business permit even without the required ECC or environmental compliance certificate. Among the past and incumbent officials who are to be indicted are Bohol Governor Erico Aristotle Aumentado and former governors Edgar Chato and Arthur Yap. The Ombudsman also ordered the dismissal of Mayor Restituto Suarez III, Zoning Administrator Maximo Lumusbog, and Municipal Building Official Alan Dinoy for conduct prejudicial to the best interest of the service. These three will have their retirement benefits forfeited and are disqualified from government service. Those named by the Ombudsman have yet to comment on the issue, but Governor Aumentado in a social media post said he and other officials will be filing a motion for reconsideration. Aumentado also maintained he did not violate any law in this case and that when the issue of Captain's Peak came out in 2023, he immediately ordered an investigation.
Now let's get the reaction of the Bohol local government on the Ombudsman's decision. And joining us tonight is Bohol Provincial Legal Officer Handel Lagunay. Good evening to you and welcome to The Big Story.
Good evening, Ces. Good evening, ladies. Thank you for having me.
Okay. Sir, so the officials will be filing a motion for reconsideration. How will you defend yourselves in this case?
Yes, we will maintain that the governor and the officials, for example, the mayors who were just members of the executive committee but did not participate in the adoption of the second resolution, which expanded the Captain's Peak Resort, really do not have anything to do. And so they should be excluded from any liability. Their situation is different from those other officials who were present during the 2018 meeting of the PAMB. But for Governor Aumentado and the mayors who just assumed office on June 30, 2022, and were not given notice about the meeting, should really be excluded. That is the main argument for the motion for reconsideration.
However, sir, apparently this resort opened as early as 2019. So since the governors and the other officials are members of the Protected Areas Management Board, should they have not taken the initiative even before the viral post came out and even before the DNR had to step in?
Well, I cannot speak for the other previous governors because my engagement only comes together when the present governor, Governor Aris, assumed office. I suppose they also have their own defenses that they will raise before the office of the Ombudsman. But as far as Governor Aris is concerned, and the mayors who have just assumed office in 2022, that's the line of argument that they will raise in the motion for reconsideration.
Attorney Lagunay, I remember we had you here on this show. Iba pa po yung mga co-hosts ko noon. To talk about this issue, right? And before you were explaining na you were looking into it, ano po yung nahanap ninyo sa sarili ninyong investigasyon? What really went wrong? Were you able to ascertain kung anong nagyari exactly?
Well, in the course of getting into the bottom of it, and when we were there at the hearing at Congress and at the Senate, ang lumalabas talaga is that this land at the Captain's Peak has been titled. It's covered by a certificate of title. There's private ownership. And then the private owner thought of making use and exercising his right of ownership, wanted to construct the resort. And so he went through the process, asked permission from the PAMB, and the PAMB also considered this land, which is titled, gave the go signal under certain conditions. So it's basically giving the owner, which appears on the document, which appears on the title, the right to exercise his right of dominion.
Paano na title yung property, sir?
Well, the land has been declared as alienable and disposable.
As early as
Even before,
205, no, yung title niya.
yes, even before the area has been declared as part of NIPAS, no, even before it was declared as a national monument, it's already alienable and disposable. I think even in the 1920s, in the 1930s. So that's the crux of the matter.
But after it was declared as a protected area, could not the provincial government and other national agencies have done something to, because it's protected area, that supersedes, tama po ba?
Yeah.
Well,
So
binili sana
it-
or
Yeah,
binayaran, inexpropriate.
dapat. We raised that during the congressional hearing because it's really tantamount to taking away a private property without just compensation. And I hope that's going to be one of the amendments that will be introduced in the INIPAS Act.
Well, Attorney, the Ombudsman did cite grave misconduct on the part of the local officials. But on the side din naman po ni Mayor Suarez, he claimed that an ECC rather is not a requirement for a business permit. Sinabi rin po ng ibang officials, some of the clearances were issued in good faith. So, based on your legal assessment, Attorney, does that really amount to grave misconduct?
Well, that's the take, no? That's how the Office of the Ombudsman see it. And so, yeah, actually, Mayor Suarez has his own private lawyer who is handling his defense about this. I'm just saying this from the perspective of the provincial government as the provincial legal officer. Even Governor Aumentado has his own private lawyer taking care of his defense.
Now, moving forward, no, Attorney, ano pong nagawa ninyo since sumabog itong Captain's Peak issue? I think that was late 2023. Have you guys started checking on other resorts? Because there was another resort on another Chocolate Hill, di ba, nung time na yon, yung may slide.
Yeah.
Oo. May nagawa
Yes,
na po ba
that's true.
tayo sa mga ganon? Yung mga baka nasa NIPAS pero privately owned at titulado?
Yes, the governor has issued several memoranda or directing the local government officials in areas which are declared as protected area to see to it that there is no additional construction. So even this even affected the construction of school buildings because an ECC is now required. And after the Captain's Peak issue came out, the DENR centralized the issuance of ECC, no longer at the regional offices, and it has created a backlog. So many school buildings could not be completed and could not proceed with construction for lack of an ECC. And the governor made sure that there is no further violation to adhere to the INIPAS Act.
Well, because it's stating the obvious. This is a protected area. It's hailed around. It's a tourist spot. It should be, you're the guardians. And, well, I don't know the legalities. It may be a sin of omission na sana kayo nang nagbantay, yung hinayaan pang lumaki. And, well, you're paying the price. I'm sorry to put it that way, but...
Yeah, we really have to strike a balance. There are social issues involved also
Pero
here.
sir, a resort in Chocolate Hills, it's really an eyesore. And not just that, it's a protected area. And syempre, if you're building, masisira yung ecosystem doon. So
Yes, we
how can
agree.
you rationalize it as a parang, I don't know, social issue?
Yeah, we really agree that it's an eyesore. The PAMBI, when they issued the resolution, they put conditions that it should blend with the environment and like that. But one thing, when this area has been declared protected, there are flat lands and they are rice land. And it even prevented the farmers from tilling the land. And many were protesting why they could no longer till the land just because it's a protected area. And that's why there has to be some amendment that has to do to exclude the flatlands. But in the later law that came out, the flatlands were again included as protected area. So that's what the local officials are struggling, how to strike the balance. Because in the early 90s, when this first came out as protected area issued by President Ramos, uh, it's one of the reasons why quite a number of Boholanos went to the other side. And this is really what we are trying to address, that it will not be repeated at this time. So that's why we are hoping to strike a balance with some amendments of the ENIPAS Act.
Attorney, I'm curious, ano na po ba nangyari dun sa Captain's Peak Resort? I don't know if this is their official page, but they just said na they're temporarily closed. Is the structure still there? And if yes, can it be demolished?
Captain's Peak, as far as we know, remains closed. Whether or not they will be demolished, we have to await an official order from the proper government authority. But we can anticipate that the owner might be asking for just compensation because he was given permit to build it.
And who is the proper government authority tasked to make these decisions, Attorney?
Well, usually it's the building official. They have the power to issue such a demolition order.
Of the municipality or of the province?
Of the municipality. We have no building official in the province, only in the municipality.
So the defense of the governor is that he had nothing to do with the permits that allowed the construction of this resort there.
That's correct.
All right.
He has nothing to do.
Okay, but he could have acted earlier to because it was there for everyone to see. When he assumed office, he could have acted as a member of the PAMB, the
Yeah.
Protected Areas Management Board. Isn't that
The governor-
the main
yeah,
reason why there is this case now with the Ombudsman?
Actually, the Captain's Peak is not in plain view. Mostly, many of us thought that when we go to the view deck of the main Chocolate Hills, when you will look down, you can see Captain's Peak. No, it's not there. It's in another town. It's far away, and it's not really visible publicly. You have to travel inland to really
But
see it.
there are
And-
tours
and-
on the ground, sir, in the Chocolate
Yeah.
Hills, diba? You can go around.
Yeah, but that's not the area. And the governor, I can only speak about Governor Aris. I cannot speak about the previous governors. Governor Aris just assumed June 30 of 2022. And later on, it came out in the news, and immediately he issued an order to investigate why it's there.
Pero as governor
So-
po, dapat alam mo yung nangyayari sa iyong probinsya kahit hindi kita sa view deck. I mean, right?
Well, looking in hindsight, no? Looking on hindsight, dapat nga, but the fact is, he just knew about it when it first came out in the news.
So paano yun at this point, Attorney, no, medyo it's been over a year since that issue of Captain's Peak was in the news. May mga nahanap po ba kayong mga questionable na mga establishments on perhaps tituladong mga protected areas pa, or is everything clear?
Actually, there are other sites that were found and identified. Yes, some small sari-sari store, mga talyer, ganon.
Pero may titulo rin
there-
po sila. May titulo.
May titulo, yeah, may titulo. There are also some na resorts, ganon, and the Ombudsman is looking into it.
Sino po yung pwede
And-
magbawi nung titulo, Attorney? Or
Pwede
mag-expropriate? Oo.
Well, the national government, perhaps, no, if they really want to
Yeah.
take it back, they could take the proper action. Maybe the Office of the Solicitor General could take the initiative.
Right. There has to be a comprehensive approach to this. If this is really if the government really wants to put its authority behind this being a protected area.
I agree. It has to be comprehensive, and all issues has to be examined and dealt with, and the compensation aspect of a private property that has to be given consideration.
All right, Attorney, we thank you so much for your time. That was Bohol Provincial Legal Officer Handel Lagunay.